veins, they call them, rich veins of actors, craftsmen, carpenters, painters, cooks, and actors, say a few. And we really have gathered together a tremendous crew and cast. And it's my chance to say thank you. And I cannot thank everyone enough. The hours that they put in on the sets, and the props, and the acting, and the cooking. And so I want to wish everyone on my side thank you. But we've had a lot of fun getting this ready for you all. And our hope is the fun that we've had in getting ready will turn into your fun for watching. And just enjoy it.
Since we are in the 10th century, there weren't any phones in the 10th century, so it would probably be a good idea if we can turn those off so we don't have any interruptions to our lovely performance.
This is an exit sign. If there is an emergency, these are curtains that will just fall down and you can get out this way. So it's not a hard service here. We have the arrangements that you can get out this way. So that's it. We're just going to start this off with a blessing and just enjoy. Heavenly Father, we thank you today, for this beautiful day to come out and just watch and enjoy a story of a man, a couple of men, in fact, a whole cast of people who lived 1,000 years ago, and how their trust in you affected their lives. We ask that you would be with the actors and backstage crew now as they present this story, and we ask that you would just bless us. And we want to thank you again, as you are the source of all that we are and all that we do. In Jesus' precious name, amen.
All right, once again, thank you all for coming, and I hope you enjoyed the performance.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, lords and vassals, young and old, one and all. Welcome to the city of Prague in the country of Bohemia. It is the year of our Lord, 921, and my name is Alpha. I am a servant in this castle, and this is the story of King Wenceslaus. But like all of us, his story starts many years before he was born. Before you stands King Wenceslaus, King of Bohemia, and his faithful queen, Ludmilla. During King Wenceslaus' rule, missionaries from Byzantium arrived with news of a Jewish Messiah, who centuries prior had suffered death by crucifixion, and had later been seen raised to life. After listening to them explain the implications of this message and the means by which they could be saved through Jesus, the king and queen received Jesus as their own. Through this study, the king made many changes to our country from its former pagan ways. And as his faith in Christ strengthened, he grew ever more keen to pass these on to his son, Václav. When it came time for Václav to marry, the Princess Jacomira was chosen from a neighboring country. Although from a nation of many gods and superstitions, she expressed a willingness to be baptized into the Christian faith in order to marry Václav. In time, King Wenceslaus died, and Václav assumed the throne. To him and Jacomira were born twin sons, the oldest of whom was the crown prince Václav, who is better known to you by his Latin name, Wenceslaus. The younger of the twins was Bolesław. 13 years of age, their father was killed while fighting Magyar raiders. As Václav was not of age to assume the throne, Joachimir became regent, although Ludmilla was granted education of the princess.
Boys, come with me. Boleslav, come quickly. Your teacher will be here soon. You don't want to keep him waiting.
Coming, grandmother.
Hop back your arms.
I can still fight.
Boys, what is the meaning of this?
Sorry, grandmother.
We're having snow all around the castle, and the snow's up here.
Oh, is that so?
It's still coming down, too.
Yes, and the girl says that we can go sledding, and that there's going to be a boar hunt soon.
And everybody's talking about Christmas.
Now that certainly is something to look forward to.
I can go boar hunting at Christmas.
Oh, I'm sure you do. Oh, boys, there's your teacher. Quickly, hang up your coats while I let you in. Oh, come in, brother. Oh, my.
My lady. Ah, thank you, my son. How very thoughtful. Don't suppose you'd mind taking these baskets as well?
And have you been enjoying our fine weather this morning, too?
Well, my lady, if our Lord is pleased to send snow, then I am pleased to judge.
Oh, my.
Ah, but the peace of Jesus to you all. My feet are halfway to frozen. I think I'll take the liberty of borrowing your fire to warm up.
Good morning, Brother Paul.
Good morning, Boleslav. I can see by your ruddy cheeks you haven't avoided being out of doors this morning. Or you, Václav? I say, the two of you must grow at least a foot every day.
At least I do.
Ah, thank you, my lady. And here they are, the baskets, back to you empty as promised. But they're not as empty as they might seem. These baskets are filled with the heartfelt gratitude of many who've been blessed by your generous spirit.
Well, and how shall we refill them? What do they need? And what do they wish for? There must be more we can do than just food.
My lady, it's not just food you give them, you give them hope.
Well, then they shall have hope in abundance if our beans and potatoes have any say in the matter. We had a splendid harvest
I
before
should
the
say
frost
so.
fell. And Václav has baked some bread.
Has he? Good lad. And have you been baking bread and bottling wine too, Boleslav?
Yeah, right. That sissy stuff. What do you think we have servants for? Besides, Mother says Václav shouldn't be doing that sort of thing. Because he's supposed to be a king someday. Tell him, Mom.
Boleslav, we do have wine, don't we?
Yes.
Oh, all right. Boy, some for me and some for you. You must take some, Brother Paul, for the Lord's Supper tomorrow.
Yes. Eat.
Sissy stuff. I'll show you sissy
Hey,
stuff.
stop, Václav. Haven't you learned anything? Put your fist down.
But he called me a sissy.
And he's not the only one who'll consider beneath you to do things that your servants could do for you.
So that means I should punch him?
So that means you must explain yourself. Tell him why you do these things. Use your words, not your fists.
Because a king should understand his people. Like what they needed and how hard they worked.
Yes, go on.
Because this is what Jesus taught us to do. He learned to trade and work with his hands. Even though he was God, he told us we should be able to serve others.
Exactly, Václav. I think there's hope. You might become a wise king yet.
Do you think so, Brother Paul?
I think no one's going to respect you for making right. I mean, no one remembers Julius Caesar, Alexander the Great things that day.
Well, what do you think he should do instead, Boleslav?
I don't know, be like the general. I mean, no one messes with General McGovern. His sword's bigger than my arm.
But Jesus wasn't like the cold-hearted general. He's our shepherd and king.
Jesus wasn't a king.
Yes, he was.
No, he wasn't.
You don't think so?
Well, he didn't have any land or castle or anything.
A king is someone who exercises authority over people. Oftentimes, the king's been given that authority by inheritance or birthright. And I would say Jesus, as the Son of God, has a pretty solid birthright over the world, wouldn't you?
I guess. Václav was a king, a land, a castle, and an army.
Come on, it's time to hit the books. Perhaps a study of some past kings could shed some light on the kind of king that Václav should become.
But they're dead.
Yes, very astute. But they, like all of us, leave footprints. Those footprints show us where they led. But we must decide which steps to follow and which steps to avoid. So let's not delay. Let's get back to the study of the life of King David again.
I like him. He killed all of his enemies. He's victorious over everyone he met. He's rich, too.
That was Solomon, dummy.
I feel like David and Solomon put together. Strong, clever, and rich.
Yes, but those virtues only benefited them when used in righteousness. When they began to think of themselves and their own glory, then those victories and those riches only turned their hearts bitter.
Ah, refreshments are here.
Oh yes, I'm starving.
No, boys, have I raised you to attack your food like ravenous wolves? Stand back now and give me room. You may place this on the table. All right. Now, when you have finished, you may put what's left in the baskets.
What? But that's not fair.
Oh, Boleslav, it's perfectly fit. Boleslav, come back! Whoa, don't you even think of it.
But I'm starving. It isn't fair. This food was prepared for us.
Oh, Václav, I am not asking you to go hungry. I'm asking you to give what's left over. The food you wouldn't eat without feeling sick. Am I asking so much?
No.
Oh, good. Then you and Brother Paul stay here and eat while I go fetch your brother. Thank you, Brother Paul.
You're welcome, my lady.
Václav!
Let's take a study break.
Václav! Boleslav! Boleslav!
Your Majesty,
What is your report, General?
road is secure, Your Majesty.
And what of the Magyars?
They are occupied to the west. There is little immediate threat.
No. Thank the gods. And the French king, who was good enough to die and leave his country in the hands of his inept son. We must use this time to our advantage. See to the needs of your men and reinforce our defenses. There is none greater than the Magyars for exploiting weakness, and I will not have Bohemia see the same fate as the French kingdom. Boleslav, you stand by your mother. What is that in your hand?
Lunch. Your mother said I could have it.
What? Why not?
She said to give Brother Paul safe to take the millions.
Alvin! Yes, Your Majesty. Are my people starving? Starving, Your Majesty? Are they without food, you ignorant child? Your people are well provided for, Your Majesty. Your workers have finished their work, and the storehouses are full. Although what? There's been word from the mountain villages. The farms have not produced as expected. The frost. The frost? Is it my fault that the gods did not bless their harvest? No, Your Majesty. And should my poor son starve while his subjects eat food from his table? No, Your Majesty. Then take these to the kitchen and make him a proper tray. Yes, Your Majesty. There, my dear. May I also let you call him?
Boleslav!
Here comes your grandma.
Boleslav!
Ludmilla, in what do we owe this errand delegation of your presence?
Good morning, Gromira. I have come for Boleslav. Come, Boleslav, rejoin your brother.
I'm afraid my son will not be able to continue his studies for the day. You see, he's waiting for a meal I'm having prepared for him. It seems he was made to go hungry this morning.
What? I see. Boleslav, you may come when you're ready. And you know where you may bring any food you have left over when you finish eating.
I hope you won't suffer too acutely, having to spend a day content to own just one of my sons. General,
Yes, Your Majesty.
how do people regard Ludmilla?
It is a difficult question, Your Majesty.
Well, go on with it.
Although many stick to the old traditions, it cannot be denied that many are converted to this new, this Christian.
Enough! Yes, I know how the people divide people's allegiance. Half of my own course is against our traditions. And for what? To worship a dead Jew to become self-righteous? No, dear child. It's treachery, a ploy, a disease meant to weaken us from within our own walls. Well, I will not have Bohemia fall victim to it. Come, Boleslav,
Are those oranges?
yes, Your Highness, among other things. Come, General. We have urgent matters to discuss. If something is not done and done soon, we'll all be turning the other cheek. Forgiving how many times? And losing all our royal ways. Why, one might not know the difference between servant and queen. That will never do, do you hear me?
Welcome back, Brother Paul.
My lady, Well, hard at work studying, I can see.
Oh, they have hardly touched their books since you were here last. It seems they go outside and spend all their energy out there. And when they come in and sit down, they fall asleep.
Well, that's not surprising. We shall have 2 days like this before winter creeps in again. I think it's better for them to enjoy it while it still lasts. What's the matter?
Do I have to study Greek?
That's Latin.
Can't I work on Latin?
Your Latin is fine. It's math you need to work on. This, right here.
But numbers are so exasperate. Why can't Boleslav just do all the math and I do all the Greek and Latin?
Yeah.
Not a chance, boys. Come on now. This isn't that difficult. Show me where you're having problems.
Well, here. Here. Oh no, I skipped that. It's here.
Well, which part?
This part. And this page.
This page?
Says the one who is staring at Latin for an hour.
Brother Paul, can we be done? I can't think anymore.
Well, I was rather late in arriving today. Perhaps we should just try again tomorrow.
Good ceiling wax.
What is it, grandmother?
Oh, it's your mother. It seems she has something to discuss with me. I'm not sure. It's unusual. Oh, usually she avoids me altogether. I will take it as a good sign. Now, you two boys, stay and do your studies. Brother Paul will bring me out.
Of course.
Grandma, I don't think you should.
What is it here?
My lady, she wants to see you at this hour?
Yes.
Well, surely that can be wise if she wants to have you come now.
Brother Paul, I am not afraid of dropping narrow. But that aside, I must warn you. You know my daughter-in-law has planted spies in my home. Yet you have come faithfully to instruct my grandsons. And for that, I am more grateful than I can express. But my daughter-in-law is setting herself up to remove anyone who stands in the way of her retaining the throne once Václav is of age. As that time approaches, she becomes more ruthless, and her heart grows colder every day. Already her hands are guilty of innocent bloodshed.
But surely, my lady, you mustn't think that she would...
I think that the time of my influence on my grandsons, whom I love so dearly, is coming to an end, especially with Boleslav. I fear for him. It seems our Lord's teachings make no sense to him, but the ways of this world do.
He will yet come to understand, my lady.
Oh, may that day come soon. have the list of families that are loyal to Vladislav?
Yes, I do.
Good. There will be a struggle ahead. But I must ask you to continue to watch over your faith.
I will do all that I can, my lady.
And may the Lord bless you for it all.
And may the Lord go with you, my lady.
I must go.
Is something like that happening to grandmother?
I don't know what will happen. All I can say is that God knows. Whatever does happen, I'm certain that God will not alter his love or his plan for your grandmother, or indeed for you.
You know how we were talking about King David a few weeks ago?
Yes.
Well, didn't you say that when David's victories turned against him and he turned away from God? Does that mean bad things happen to us only when we do bad things? And when we do good things, only good things happen? Grandmother is good, right? So she will be okay?
Václav, that is a good question that many people have. But that doesn't mean that we always suffer because of the bad things that we do. We bear much of the responsibility of the bad that befalls us. But oftentimes in our lives, our suffering seems arbitrary or random. Other times, we suffer because of the bad things that other people do. Václav, there are wicked people in the world. They intend harm to those of us who follow after God. They're threatened by our faith, and they're afraid of our faith in God. But boys, bad things are not always as they might seem.
What about Father's Day? That was a bad thing.
Yes, it was a bad thing. It hurt you. It didn't seem fair. But your father left a legacy, footprints for you to follow. Your father shot an arrow of light that pierced the darkness of this country. Your father laid a foundation of faith that you can build upon.
Yes, my mother's making this country even stronger.
Mother is turning everything back to the way it was. Quite easily, too, if you noticed. Wouldn't it have been better for God if Father was still here?
Václav, it would seem that way from our perspective. But God has a much bigger plan. What we do know is that a righteous life cannot be shaken. We also know that persecution requires us to rank where God really stands in our lives. Take me, for example. Since your mother came into power, I've read more of the scriptures this year than I have in the last 5. And when we're shaken in our lives, we must turn to the scriptures. Boys, that's where you'll find your answer. In
Can't
the
you-
scriptures.
Can't you just tell me the answers?
Would it surprise you to know? I don't know all the answers. Why do you think I'm teaching you to read? So that you can find the answers for yourself. If every time you had a question, I just answered, what would happen when you decided
What was that?
Ludmilla? Boys, stop. Oh, stay here. Stay here. I must go. Stay right where you are.
A stony chill crept through the castle as the echoes of Ludmilla's scream rang through every corridor. News spread quickly that the prince's grandmother was dead. Jothamir's treachery had hit its mark. For a time, Václav was inconsolable, and the whole country felt the pain of his loss. But time moved forward. And the faithful court families rose up to depose Jacomira, and she was banished from the land. The families secured for Václav his rightful place as king of Bohemia.
Is this agreeable to both parties?
Yes, Your Majesty. Yes, Your Majesty. Thank you, Your Majesty.
Then let it be noted and carried out.
His Majesty Václav, the noble and just.
Well, I do my best.
Well, it's more than they deserve, I'm sure.
Thank you for your input. Have you come to critique me on my judgments then, O wise David and Solomon put together?
Just looking to be noble.
Well then, what about a report on the state of our treasury?
You are recovering the required costs, and rapid progress is being made on the schools. But
Yes.
I fear that the recent changes to the labor laws, combined with the rapid prioritization of education, leaves us vulnerable. We need a commodity, something to make us indispensable to our neighbors.
Education could be our commodity.
In the long run, yes. But what about now?
Now our people are getting an education, which they will use to improve our economy where we need it, where we already have shops and farms. The people are our commodity.
Well, we can't trade people, not with your ban on slavery anyway.
Come now, we'll stop. What is the charge?
Sorcery, Your Majesty.
Is this true? You understand the charge against you?
You will answer the king.
Ha! What care what I is for both? For I see and give the people what they want in their poverty and hopelessness. They are my people. They look to me, O great and mighty one, all tucked away in your warm nest of a castle. They look to me, for I am their queen. My magic gives the people what they want in their hour of need. Law or no law, they'll come to me in their need, not you.
What? No verdict, my brother?
Take the woman to the kitchens, feed her, and let her go.
Yes, sir.
Are you serious?
Both of them.
Yes, sire.
Here, take this. Go to the village market and buy 2 old cloaks. One to fit you, and one to fit me.
Brother,
You wish me to make it 3?
2, on your way. You would make a mockery of your station into a raving woman?
She's right, Boleslav. I know now that the people don't know me, nor I them. It's like when we were children. Don't you remember grandmother and her baskets? And Brother Paul. He knew the people and what they needed.
Seriously, baskets? You want to go back to baskets?
Why not have
If you are thinking the bird will fly itself into the basket, I'm afraid you'll be mistaken.
It is a well-cooked bird, my lord. I have seen it prepared in his factory.
Well then, I suppose since now that the hen has your approval, all is in readiness?
Yes, sire. Everything is you instructed me.
Very good. Here's your coat.
Sire, why are we wearing
Well, keep the cold out, of course.
wouldn't some people
Well, yes. But you see, Potovan, when we do things, good things for other people, the scripture teaches us we're not to let our right hand go what our left hand is doing.
I see, sir.
Here, Potovan, have something to eat.
What is it, sire?
Shh, listen.
Such a light purse will do you no good here, ma'am. Now take your money and be gone, or give us a true offer.
No good for 3 scrawny children?
For 3 children of any kind.
Potovan,
Yes,
see what's
sire.
happening.
Yes, sire.
This one bear looks like he could lift up a plow. Show me your hands. No. This one too. I will not raise my price. 12 pieces.
12 pieces. Say 15 and I'll give you my sick dog.
Very well. We shall find better elsewhere.
Ah, I see you are traveling soon then.
Travel.
Yes, or have you forgotten? Our good King Wenceslaus has made it unlawful to conduct our business in this country. I'm afraid you'll find our commodity not so easy to come by.
No, nor will people be willing to buy it. Now what you say? 12 pieces?
Be gone. Come back when you have a true offer.
Please let us go.
Quiet, you.
Sire, this life inside they're selling children.
Children,
Yes, sire.
so they continue under the cover of night. And in my own city.
Shall I confront them, sire? I have my knife. There are only 2.
Now is not the time for it.
You should have taken your offer. What? 12 pieces for 3 slaves? Oh, you've never had any sense. Well, I'd rather have 12 pieces than none. Besides, we'd be rid of them. Rid of them? Them is all we've got. We can't walk down the poor streets like we used to have family begging us to take their children. The law scared them. Well, when Drachamira was still queen, well, she's not. His Baklas is pious now with his insane religion.
I do.
What was that?
Potovan,
Yes, sire. Sorry, sire. It just came on sudden. Oh, but don't worry, sire. I have my knife.
Potovan,
Yes, sire.
stay here.
Go to sleep.
Stop! Who are you? What is your business?
I am here on the business of my master. I was told there may be someone here who may be able to help me.
What business?
Them children, they belong to you?
They are in my charge, yes.
Perhaps you would like to be relieved of that charge.
Seems your master is childless, for he does not understand how precious we hold them.
What is your price?
20 pieces, and you shall have this. Now we're talking.
My master requires all 3.
Then ye shall have all 3, though it breaks my heart.
Hurry, Potter, to the castle. Well, Potter, then, you ready to have some more adventures?
Yes, sire.
Why? Why does this keep happening to me? What have I done wrong? Ah, Boleslav, you've returned.
Is it true?
If you are referring to an invitation to cross swords with our dear friend, the Duke of Corum, then yes, it is true.
And how did you answer?
With wisdom, I hope.
With wisdom. You appeased him?
I traded for their security.
A tribute? To your own subject? First you pay off the Saxons rather than take up arms against them. And now your cowardice has your own people robbing from you?
Cowardice? Is it cowardly for me to desire peace?
To desire only your own peace, yes. But what of my peace? And the peace of the people? What of their peace of mind? What of their chance to earn an honest living, knowing that their taxes aren't being fed directly to the open mouths of their enemies?
They know they pay for protection, and whether that goes for building up a vast army or to pay a tribute to keep away death entirely makes no financial difference to them now. And it can only add security in the future with lives saved.
Security? We have no leverage. You are too trusting, Václav. What security have you that they may not take your tribute and not honor it? These men are not so naive as you presume them. It is possible for them to embrace you with one arm and yet use their other to drive a dagger in your back. Won't you even consider your options? You fight eagles with sparrows. You are running a country, not a monastery. Duke Radislav is not coming at you with Latin. He's coming at you with steel. Don't you see? Peace has no power. Why won't you listen to me?
Don't you think I haven't? Don't you think that I would love to lead our armies to victory? To go down as a legend of history? Don't I dream of glorious heroics, of being loved and revered as a savior to my people? When I force myself to bury those selfish ambitions, there's nothing left to be desired anymore.
Forget it. When you are attacked, Václav, because you will be, my armies will fight alongside you.
Thank you, Robert.
Oh, it's not for you. I want there to be something left of our father's kingdom when your enemies poison your next peace accord.
out of here!
The messenger has arrived, my lord.
Well, by all means, bring him to me. Don't catch him.
Your king sends you his response, my lord.
He offers anything for peace. What a coward!
Our king is not a coward!
So, King Backlove's little messenger boy has been sent to fight his battles.
Ah, you treacherous snake! The king is 10 times the man you are. You would stop at nothing.
Stop at nothing. Now, there's a thought. Why take a small payout when you can walk in and take the whole kingdom out of his hands? Why not a spineless king with an untested army? Why? It's almost not worth the effort.
Maturely, my lord. Won't his brother come to his aid?
Undoubt. I grant his men would pose a greater threat. Yet they too are inexperienced. Where is that feisty little squirrel? Hey, you! Take a message back to your master. Tell him he can keep his money. We will come to collect it from him, along with everything else he has. Off you go. You can go too. Prepare the troop.
Yes, my lord.
Sires.
Have they hurt you?
No, sir, but I failed. They're coming with an army.
What did the Duke say?
He said to keep your money because he would come to collect it along with everything else you have.
I see. Send word out to the regents. We gather our armies outside Prague.
Yes, sir.
How, Lord? Have I not done everything in my power to avoid bloodshed and to seek peace? Why do you let them force my hand? I have an army, Lord, and they are all indeed faithful and stalwart, but truth be told, untried. Was my brother right? Should I have prepared for this? I'm still a king, Lord. I still have authority. I can lead my people to victories. Lord, they're not my people, they're yours. You are my king. I've given my life to you. I cannot rely on myself. Oh, please, deliver us sparrows as my brother would have it from this threat. Or else, please grant us your grace to overcome it. Amen. when the fighting starts, it won't be long before you see which way the tide goes. If it goes poorly for us, I want you to go back to the castle and warn the queen and the servants. Take them back through the gate we used to sneak into the village.
Not to worry, sire. We will be victorious. It will be just like David and Goliath.
I'm afraid it's not quite like that story, young one.
Well, I'm not afraid.
You really aren't afraid, are you? Look good. You know what? I think you'll have your wish after all, Podevin.
My wish, sire?
Yes, I'm going to let you have it. But only with a message.
Look at your tattered king. Stand assured, men, this will be a victorious day for us. Oh, behold, the squirrel!
A message from your king.
What? He surrenders already? He entreats me for the lives of his men and challenges me to a one-on-one duel to determine the fate of Bohemia. And I accept. You go.
Are you sure, my lord? Granted, you're deadly with the spear and axe, but what is the sword?
Then I need to make sure he falls at the first thrust of my spear. As to a sword fight, I doubt he'd know the blade from the hilt. It is as sure a victory as if our armies had met each other. But this way, my men also will be spared, and I need not share the glory of victory.
Stand up, my lord. You are forgiven. You will leave my land in peace.
Thank you, my lord.
My lord, your sword.
Forget the sword!
He has done it! David has won! David
He forgives where you should make an example. Yes, my lord. He has put the entire country's safety at risk over the stupid folly of a fight. This country is no longer safe in his hands. Yes, my lord.
Ah, my son. We're going to celebrate Christmas together, you and I. Your mother's preparing quite the feast for St. Stephen's night. You, of course, will be in bed. But we'll be doing plenty of celebrating tomorrow. Perhaps even a sleigh ride. Oh, the storm's kicking up quite, it's healed quite a bit out there right now. It's quite a bit of snow. We're going to have a lot of snow out there tomorrow. Go to them.
What is it, sire?
That man out there, do you see him? The one gathering twigs by where house foresters to cut down some wood for our house? Oh, wait, I think he's leaving maybe just now.
Ah, yes. I know him well. He is a villager from the mountain village by the fountain of St. Agnes. He comes to collect the wood chips when the woodsmen are done with their work. A good man from what I hear.
Say rather a reckless one. By the mountains. Put it in. Take it. And prepare a basket.
A basket, sir? Oh. Oh, sir, his village is a long, long way. Depends.
Well, then we better get a move on.
But, sire, now?
Yes, now. Of course now. The need is now. A man is out there desperately trying to keep his family warm, traveling through a blizzard. Take courage, man. My page is no coward.
No, sire.
I'm sorry, Porterman. I should have realized. We're not far off. Stay close behind me and follow my footsteps. You won't feel the wind bite so sharply. And if you need to stop, pull on my cloak.
Yes, sire. Thank you.
King Wenceslaus looked down on the face of Stephen, when the snow lay round about, even crisp and even, brightly shone the moon at night, though the frost was cruel, when the poor man came inside, carrying winter fuel. Hither, page, and stand by me, if thou know'st his telling, yonder peasant who is he, where and what he's wearing, for he lives a goodly tent underneath the mountain, right against the forest fence, by St. Agnes Farm. Bring me flesh and bring me wine, bring me kindness hither, now and I will see him dine, and prepare them thither. Page and lord and forth they went together, through the ruined parliament and the bitter weather. Sire, the night is darker now, and the wind blows stronger. Raise my heart, I know not how, I can go no longer. Mark my footsteps, my good page, tread thou in them boldly. Thou shalt find the winter's rage, freeze thy blood as coldly. In his master's steps he trod, where the snow lay hidden. He was in the very sod which the saint had printed. Therefore, Christian, let me sure, while the right holds there.
Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas.
Blessed Christmas to you. Merry Christmas. Blessed Christmas to you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Blessed Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas.
Sire, that was a great way to celebrate Christmas.
So it was. So it was. Jolly good. So I think I see a light on in our chapel. I think I shall stop to pray for a while.
Yes, sire.
Do you see there's two men there nearby?
Yes, sire.
Boleslav, General.
A blessed Christmas to you, brother.
Sire!
Boleslav, why? my brother.
Your forgiveness means nothing to me, brother. This was your own doing. Leave him there. He'll be found in the morning.
I'll take the back.
Take this.
Lord Bolesław, your wife has a child, another child, a son. You have another son. Come quick.
3 years. 3 years I've had this throne. 3 years. 3 years. And not one day of peace. My Prague, my beautiful Prague, did it for you. I told myself I did it for you. My own brother and his faithful hope of it. He never stood a chance. They never suspected.
Father, forgive my brother.
No, no! Kings ought to be feared! All this, all he had, I made it mine. It is mine. I am worthier of it than he was. No. I have gained nothing. I have nothing.
Father, forgive.
Ah! I can't get away from him. He is suffocating me. Those words, they hang on and hang on and hang on. Why? Why did he have to say those words with his last breath? If only he had cursed me.
Father, forgive.
Stop it! Stop! Stop it. It wasn't supposed to be this way. I have lost. I am at my end. Where is my hate for him when I need it now? It's too late for me. My brother's dead. I have lost my very soul. I cannot do it over. I cannot learn from him. Learn of this king of his. This Jesus. I would be his brother, not his enemy. perhaps I can live as he did. No, I could pretend to do as he did, pretend to be as he would, pretend to talk to his God. God of my brother Vaclav, I give up. I've done something. Something that cannot be undone. I murdered my brother and my king. Mercy! Oh, have mercy. Jesus, if it can be done, make me yours, as my brother was yours. I know you probably can't and won't accept me, but perhaps you'll remember his prayer. Perhaps he will grant his request. He was my brother. I did not love him, but he loved me. I disdained you. Now I offer you. What? What would you accept? My life? My sword? My country? Myself? Look, Strachfus. Snow! It snowed all night! Yes, very, very white. Strachfus, do you know what day it is? Of course you don't. It's Christmas. But you haven't heard of it, have you? Well, you will now. We're going to celebrate Christmas again in this country. It's Jesus' birthday. But you don't know him, do you? I will tell you later. Strachfus, my son, did you know that I had a brother? Well, I did. He died on the day you were born. I'm going to tell you all about him. But now, you must get ready to celebrate Christmas. We need to find your mother first. Diagats! Diagats! Where are you? It's Christmas, and we are not ready. Diagats! Diagats!
And so it was, in God's sovereign wisdom, the day Boleslav's son was born was the day that Boleslav pierced his brother's heart on the steps of the chapel. And every time he looked at his son, he was reminded of what he had done. For his deeds against Václav, he was to be known as Boleslav the Cruel. But King Václav did indeed forgive his brother with his last breath, and in the end, the Lord of Lords was able, in turn, to pierce through Boleslav's heart with words of peace and forgiveness. Having accepted Jesus as his own king, he was able, true to his promise, to become like his brother, a good king. Many people of the land came to know and love the Lord Jesus in the years to come, myself included. And it is because of that love I hold to the hope that I might one day see my brother, Potovin, again. Good day, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm Pastor Jared from First Baptist Church. On behalf of First Baptist Church and everyone who made this possible, and it wasn't just our church thing, lots of folks from the community pitched in. We want to say thank you for coming out. Last year we just did the dinner theater portion. This year we had good feedback that, hey, we'd like to see more than one showing of it. So this afternoon clearly was a good idea because you guys turned out. So thank you for coming. We think, the idea behind using drama and theater to flesh out complex truth and the layers of truth that we learn from history and from seeing God work in history is powerful. The story begins with young King Wenceslaus talking to the monk about the problem of evil and how do you wrestle with good and bad and the bad things that happen in light of God's sovereignty, and no easy answers, but a good thing to think about as you watch King Wenceslaus become someone who's got to rule a kingdom and try to do so under God's sovereignty and God's rule and Jesus' teachings, and yet you're dealing with the stuff of life, and it's not so clear and not so easy. And it's actually that place set 1,000 years ago so deeply relevant as everyone has to kind of flesh out what it means to live with mercy and wisdom, justice and grace, and do things in a way that honors the Lord and takes into account the complexity of human life on this planet. So it's a powerful story. Of course, it all hangs on the transformation of Boleslav. And in his deepest act of treachery, his deepest act of violence and hatred, he comes to hear a message of forgiveness. And in that voice of his brother, he comes to then know the voice of God saying, I too forgive you. There's nothing you can do that sets you outside the bounds of God's offer of forgiveness to those who would lay hold of it. And all he does is surrender. And it's a historical drama. It really went down more or less as you saw. And transformed Bohemia for a strong period in the Dark Ages. It's pretty powerful. And the message of God's forgiveness and offer of grace exists for all, today and yet to come. Let's pray. God, thank you for this play. Thank you for the people who put it on and the fact that it helps us discern your truth in a deeper way. We just pray that message of your love and forgiveness and your goodness and your mercy saturates our lives. In Jesus' name.